Hi guys, welcome. Danny here from the Magic Junk Drawer. So today I wanted to talk about angel numbers because one of my friends texted me this morning asking me if I knew what the number 1111 meant. He had been seeing that. Now, there is definitely something to repeated patterns and seeing the same thing over and over again. I always think about it like when it comes to like license plate numbers or street signs, street numbers. Like I always notice those things and I think that they're significant. Like there's a street that I drive down on my way to work, one of the studios, and on the mailbox it sticks out prominently as 902. 902 was my grandmother's birthday and I have it tattooed on my shoulder. Well, 9-2. I just have 9-2. But so I always take notice of things like that. So I wanted to go over what each of the numbers means. 1111, every time I see it, and I see it quite frequently, I always think it's good luck, the angels are watching. And the angels are anybody. It could be anybody. All right, let me get this guy. Oh, he needs all my attention, otherwise he's just not satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So 1111, if you happen to notice that, that's the angels are watching. I always say that. So, and I have a lot of numbers around me all the time, and I'm constantly looking at the Fitbit because I use it as a watch for teaching. And I'm really particular when it comes to time. It drives me nuts when somebody's class runs over, especially if I have to be somewhere, because now I feel like I have to rush and now I have anxiety and I don't like to be late. And I've seen the number 2 a lot yesterday. Yeah, you see, whenever things like that pop up, I always take notice. You could write them down, keep a journal of them, or you can just keep all the information in your head. But this is what I've found. I wrote it down here so I don't forget anything, because sometimes I go off on a tangent, you know. So if you see 111, it's your intuition is spot on. It encourages you to follow your inner spirit, follow your heart, and listen to your gut because you're on the right page. I think a lot of times we fight with our intuition because we don't believe it, or maybe we don't want to believe it, or we're just afraid that we might not be right. But we are right. I always bring this up. It's funny, but I had a dog who was petrified of thunderstorms. She was just petrified of thunderstorms, and she was a big dog. And every time a thunderstorm was coming, she got into the tub. And I used to say to people, my dog can predict the weather better than anybody can, because if it's going to thunder, she's in the... No, I don't care what the weatherman says. If my dog is in the tub, she knows it's going to thunder. And she was always right. That's like an intuitive thing. So it's like animals have that sense, and we always believe the animals, but yet for some reason we don't trust our own intuition. If you see repeating ones, trust your intuition, you're on the right path, you have the right idea in mind. Now the 2s, 222, being at the right place at the right time. It's really important when you see these numbers that you focus on what you want and not what you don't want, because this is like the law of attraction in play and working for you. So you want to make sure that whatever it is, you're not focused on what you don't want. Like my example would be, and I used this today in class, if you wanted to buy a new car and you had $1,000 saved for the car, focus on having $1,000 rather than focusing on the $20,000 more that you need. Focus on what you have rather than what you don't have. Focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, especially when the 2s show up. The 3s, it was funny, today I caught 333 several times. Equilibrium, mind, body, and spirit. Focus on all 3. Take notice, make sure that you're not letting one be more important than the other. So you're taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit, not just like physical exercise, but no meditation. Or, you find yourself spending all your time meditating, but you're not doing anything physical. Mind, body, and spirit, it's the three. You have to focus on all three. And if you see the threes come up, it's even more important. Okay, the fours. 444 is protection. Pay attention to your thoughts. The spirit guides are around you and they're protecting and guiding you. So if you see 444 or you keep seeing the number 4, think about that. You're being protected, but pay attention to your thoughts because once again, what you think, it's being transmitted. It's going out into the universe. So when you have a thought, whatever it is, ask yourself this question: is this for my higher good? Even if you're thinking hypothetical, even if you don't believe in the law of attraction and you don't believe in anything like that, just hypothetically speaking, imagine if all of my thoughts created my exact reality. Would this thought be taking me closer to my goal or further away? Right? Like the trainer at the gym said that to me once. He said that when it came to like diet, he said everything counts. There's no such thing as something not counting. Every calorie counts. Everything you eat counts. You can't say, oh, well, this doesn't count. Everything counts. And when you're going to eat something, you have to think to yourself, is this taking me closer to my goal or is it taking me further away from my goal? And it was helpful because at the time I was trying to lose weight for my brother's wedding, or not even lose weight, but like tone up for, because I was going to be in this dress. And it made sense. Like if you're about to eat something, is this helping my goal or is this going to put me 10 steps back? And if you start to think of all of your thoughts like that, like if you're thinking, I need money for a car, and then every thought you have is, I'm broke, I'm never going to have any money. Well, that's not taking you closer to your goal, it's taking it further away. So when the 4s come up, pay attention to that. The 5s, the number of 5 it always has to do with change. Sometimes it can be a little bit unstable, like it's constantly in motion, the number 5, but it has to do with change. Change is occurring. The universe is moving things around for you so that you can be closer to your goal. Things are changing. They're not going to remain the same. So when you start to see 5s, just keep that in mind. The wheels are in motion. Things are happening. 666. Interesting. Maybe because I grew up a Catholic, and I grew up a Catholic in as far as I was baptized Catholic because that's what my parents were. We were not very religious Catholics. So 666 was programmed to me to be the sign of the devil, or the devil's number. I don't know why, but that's what we were taught. Anyway, what they say is it means just to take a step back and rethink, take notice of what you're doing, if you're doing what's right for you, or if you're doing what's wrong, if you're putting the right foot forward, or if you're making a lot of self-sabotaging mistakes, or maybe doing a lot of things that are just not for the greater good. So 666 just really means to stop, take a break, take a look at what you're doing, and rethink things. The 7s. Now the 7s have been coming up around me a lot lately. 777, inner strength, release fear, be strong, because your future is looking bright and you should be filled with excitement because the future looks like it's going to be good. All right. I'm hoping, because I've seen those 7s in a number of different places lately. I even had a dream about them the other night. But that could also be because I've been talking about it, because they keep showing up. But anyway, 888, balance. Balance and harmony. So everything is in harmony and balance. Your thoughts and your actions are in harmony with one another, which is perfect. So if you're thinking, I'm saving money to buy a new car, your actions are supporting that thought. So you're actually saving money for the car. When the 8s show up, you're in balance and you're in harmony. Now the 9s. We were always taught that the 9s were like an ending and a beginning. So when you think about the 9s, it's like closing one door and another one opens, or the end of a chapter. This says it's a wrap up, tie up the loose ends because a new journey is about to begin. Let go of what doesn't serve you and prepare yourself for the next level. So interesting. Now, I don't know much about all of the archangels, but I know that many years ago, I was talking to a psychic who told me that Archangel Raphael was my archangel. Like, he was the guy that was always around me. And I thought that was really interesting because she goes, you may see like glittery green stars. He usually comes with like green stars or green glitter. Green is his color, and I thought it was so interesting because green's my favorite color. So it's kind of funny, like, was green my favorite color because he was my archangel or my guardian angel? Or is he my guardian angel because I like green? Like, it's just fun. That, to me, was just coincidental. But I know that, and before I knew this about him, I always had that license plate thing. Like, I always like noticed license plates for some crazy reason. And they say that he does use license plates to relay messages. They also say that he likes to let himself like be known. Like, he wants you to know when he's around. So it's very interesting that one day I was going through a box of photos. For whatever reason, I was going through them. And I picked up a whole pile of pictures, you know, because you can imagine how disorganized I am. So my pictures are 10 times more disorganized. I picked up a huge pile of pictures. And while I was shuffling through them, one single Garbage Pail Kid fell out. And I don't remember what his name was. Raphael, but I don't remember what his Garbage Pail Kid name was. I only remember Raphael. I might have him over here. Let me see. Damn. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can, if I have him over here, because I think that I do. Got to knock down the camera. I think he's right over there because I wanted to save him. Oh yeah, he's right here. Unraffled Raphael. Here he is. Oh no, he's got to be gross. He's got his intestines hanging out. Unravels Raphael. Anyway, so I took that as a sign that he was around because that card fell out. So those are things to take notice of. Like I said, I don't know all that much about the other ones. I do know that Archangel Raziel, he usually comes with rainbows. And I had gone through a period of time that wherever I went, there was a rainbow coming somewhere. Like, I was out for a run one day, and there was like, I saw so many rainbows, not in the sky, but like being reflected on the floor. So I took that as a sign as Raziel was around. He, I think, is a little bit kind of like wizard-like, if you know anything about him. What else? I think that's it. I really just wanted to go over those numbers today because it came up and I don't remember ever speaking about them before. Yeah, that was it. I think that was it. Anyway, unless you have any questions or you want me to go over anything else. Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, so you know today is the day of communication, and the color is green. So if today is like the best day of the week to do a specific person meditation, because it's the day of Mercury, and Mercury is on your side. Archangels, they're like, you know, it's so interesting. I don't know if I have a book. I think I have a book that describes all of them. I have the Archangels too, the Dorian Virtue ones, where it's like the 7 archangels. They also correlate to the 7 days of the week, the 7 colors of the rainbow. You know, it's that magic number 7. And Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Raziel, Gabriel, Uriel, they're like the top angels, the archangels. They're like, let me see, I think I have the virtue cards over there, the Dorian Virtue cards. Let me see. I was, when I first started doing this channel, I was doing readings with these cards. Where are they? Here we go. They're similar, these cards are similar to tarot cards, but they deal more with the archangels, the Archangel Michael. Here's Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael. Well, this is for this particular card. I can go into more detail with the archangels at another point. I have to go over them myself because I don't know them all off the top of my head. Archangel Raziel. See, he's supposed to look a little bit more like a wizard. Jeremiel. There's, let me see. You know what? Let me look into this more because I don't know enough about them off the top of my head. I know that they have to do with being the top 7, like the big guns. Like they're the guys that you really want helping you because they know how to help. They're the archangels. They're like the top ones. And like I said, I don't know too much about it, but I do know that these archangels, I believe, are in several different religions, not just Christianity. Like I think that the Jews also believe in them, and I think other religions believe in them too. But like I said, I don't know all that much about them. I did study a little bit on Archangel Raphael just because somebody told me that he was my guardian angel. But I'm not super religious, so I can't give you that much. Like I'm not religious like, what do you call it? Like, I don't like not a churchgoer or anything like that. Like I'm not like an organized religious person. Let me put it that way. I've studied a lot of religions and different philosophies, and organized religion just doesn't do it for me because I find that at the end of the day, no matter what the religion is, people are always looking for money. And I understand it when it comes to like you're running an establishment that is running off of donations. You need it to stay afloat, otherwise you never would be able to. I get that. Like it's the same thing with yoga. Like people will say to me, well, you want to teach yoga, why don't you teach it for free? Because who's going to pay my bills if I teach for free? That's why. You know, not because I want to rip people off. I don't. I mean, I work for a company and they set the prices. I don't make the prices. But, you know, if I were to go to somebody's house, I would charge them something, you know, like a decent price, but, you know, you have to make some money, otherwise it's just not worth your time. But what I was finding, and this is what happened with me with Kabbalah, while I was studying Kabbalah, I didn't have to go there, which was good, because there's no Kabbalah center around me. I'd have to go into New York City, and it's never easy to get in and out of the city. And I used to talk on the phone with a rabbi who, he wasn't always trying to sell me stuff. He wasn't. But every now and again, he wanted to sell me something. And I felt obligated to buy it for a few reasons. First of all, he was listening to my issues or whatever it was. He was giving me advice. He was telling me the chapters to read in the Zohar. And I was following along with the program. And I would buy books, and that was fine. But my limit was when he told me that he wanted me to donate $1,300 to a family in need. $1,300. Now, $1,300 I would have been able to come up with. I was working a full-time job, a part-time job, one way or another. I would have been able to come up with $1,300 and donated that. He wanted me to give $1,300 to 18 families because 18 is like a magic number when it comes to the Jewish religion, or so he told me. So it was at that point when I said, look, that it's impossible. I don't have that kind of money. And he told me, he's like, well, you could take another mortgage out on your house. And I was already struggling to make ends meet, and I didn't think that this was necessary. So that's when I pretty much ended my relationship with Kabbalah. And it was sad because I really felt like I was getting something out of it, but I can't align myself with something that is to that level. I'm totally for paying somebody what they deserve. Like, you know, I read tarot cards, but my prices are relatively cheap compared to other people's. Like, they're like next to nothing. They're like $8 a question. And even with the $8 a question, we might have a conversation after that. So it may not just be $8 and then I don't answer again. If you ask me a follow-up question, I respond. And then repeat customers, I'll give them a break. Because I'm not looking to make $1 million and rip people off, but you have to pay somebody for their time. Like, that's just it. You can't expect people to do things for you and not pay them. But so I got really upset with the Kabbalah for that reason, because I felt like it was working for me. I felt like I was getting something out of it. But then when they were looking for me to donate $25,000, then I was like, okay. And then they kept throwing Madonna in. They were like, well, Madonna donated $2 million. Okay, well, in case anyone hasn't noticed, I'm not Madonna. I work for A&P. I'm not Madonna. So I can't get down with these organized religions anymore. I just can't, because I just find it to be very disheartening. Even like, no matter what it is, no matter what the religion is, they're all looking for something. So I can't have that. But I will look more up about the archangel so that I can do another. Either I'll do a live video or I'll make a video and I'll post it about archangels. Maybe sometime this week, possibly Friday or Saturday, I'll have time to do it. So check back then. And otherwise, have a good night. If you like what we're doing here at the Magic Junk Drawer, don't forget to like and subscribe, share us with your friends. I'm going to continue doing the daily tarot cards, the tarot card pull, because people seem to like them. And I'll do a video on the archangels coming up, I promise. Or we'll do a live video. All right, I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.